Hello, I'm Daisy, and in this video, I will be doing a collective comprehensive reading for the week of January 9th through Sunday, January 15th. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. And to my Fortune community, welcome back. Hope you're enjoying this channel and a great start to a new week. Okay. We will start with a lunar influence to see where the moon is positioned in the heavens, in what constellation, and how it will influence us here on Earth. And then that will be followed by a 7-day collective message, one for each day of the week. I will interpret a card, and that will be followed by angels and demons. Yes, pleasures and temptations. And we will see what the cards will reveal and see where our hearts will drive us to, right? All right, and that will be followed by a reading for all the elements, our fire signs, our water signs, our earth signs, and air signs. We will get to see a little bit more of the influence that we will deal with during the week. And that will be followed by the numerology influence. I will interpret a number from a draw and see what the vibe of the week will be based on that draw. And then we will entertain the community questions. So if you are interested in getting a mini reading about something that you have in mind, please do post it in this comment here below, and I will bring it to one of our future sessions, okay? So that will be the next thing that I will do. And then we will close out our session with a 1-minute reflection and meditation together. And then I will offer an affirmation that you can carry with you during the week to help you when you're feeling a little bit low vibe and help you boost up. So you can say it in the morning, in the afternoon, when you go to bed, and rewire yourself. Are you ready? Well, I am. Let's get started. Let's move on to the lunar influence for the week. If you're new to the channel, this is the part of the reading where I share insights about the phases of the moon during that particular time of the week and the possible influence it will have on us depending on where it's moving through the zodiac wheel. It means that since we have 12 different zodiacs, each one will have a different influence on our mindset and our mood. Knowing the predispositions of each of these zodiacs can help us take advantage of this information, whether it's for something good or maybe alerting us about something that we could avoid. You probably learned when you were in elementary school how the moon affects life here on Earth, specifically in 3 ways. The moon impacts life through time, through tides, and through light. For many animals, particularly birds, the moon is important in their migration and navigation. And if you visit the website titled solarsystem.nasa.gov, you'll find out more about the role of the moon and how it influences the oceans, the waters here, and all other scientific interesting information. As we start our week on Monday and Tuesday, we find the waning gibbous moon in Leo. This moon in Leo has us a little bit in ourselves, expressing ourselves, also being productive. Because you know what? Leo, as a fire sign, makes everything fun. The charming, cheerful Leo moon here is bright and cheerful. And Leo, a great sign for the moon because it adds to the warmth of its influence and motivates us to be persistent in what we want to pursue and to be idealistic in our ventures. And we're still in this new year mindset, this new month mindset. And so for many of us, we still are feeling excited about where we're going, about this new year, and hopeful that it will be better than the last. So there might be an odd sense Monday and Tuesday of healing energy, of wanting this transformation, about expressing ourselves, about being confident about what we want in our lives. So feeling good about ourselves is a good place to be as we start off this week. And when you feel good about yourself and about expressing yourself honestly, it serves as an echo, helping you gain a clearer perspective about what it is you want to do in the next few months, and also about what this transformation for yourself could look like. Now, let's take a little step back and look at the shadow side for the next couple days. That's Monday and Tuesday, because having Leo in this space might also provoke us to be a little bit arrogant, a little bit boastful, feeling ourselves full of pride, and maybe a little bit emotional detachment about other people's feelings. So it's important to keep things in check, as most things we should do, because if we don't, there could be some negative consequences. So be cautious, as this can mean a little bit wasteful spending, perhaps maybe getting involved in some extravagant purchases, or maybe a little bit slip of your hand if you have that gambling impulse. But on the brighter side, if all is kept under control, this January moon in Leo for the next couple days, Monday and Tuesday, could mean a lot of fun, social gatherings, successful engagements and meetings, and overall, what can I say, productive days. Be ready for a little shift in energy, as on Tuesday, January 10th, the moon will then move right around that 3:15 p.m. The moon will then move and transit into Virgo. And if you'd like to find out where else you can see the transits of the moon online, you can visit this link that I'm going to provide in the description. It is moontracks.com. So again, reminding you that there will be a shift of the energies from Leo to Virgo energy later that day on Tuesday, and shifting straight through as it transits into Virgo Wednesday and Thursday. Now let's talk about those earth signs. Mostly they're focused on day-to-day physical issues. So like Capricorn gets down to business, and Taurus, they like to look at the bottom line of costs and profits. And who's left to do all the heavy lifting? Well, it's the Virgos. With Virgo in waning gibbous, you may be inspired to declutter. So you might find that vibe happening on Wednesday and Thursday, trying to get rid of stuff, trying to make space in your life for new things. It's that feeling of the new year. And declutter in any of the areas that you might see most important. Maybe improving your diet. Maybe it's about exercising. Perhaps it's making room for a better you through self-development. These next few days, moon in Virgo will have many of us focusing on either what is working or on what is not working. So don't be surprised if you find yourself giving yourself a dose of reality. And with that, also the sober realization that despite our best laid plans, there are some things we can't control. So definitely sounds like work ahead. Maybe a lot of work for some of us. Yet, it is the moon influenced by Virgo energy that will motivate many to get down to business, roll up our sleeves, and let's get to work, so to speak. Work, a four-letter word that Virgos are best known for, since they are the workhorses of the Zodiac. So moon in Virgo can help us decide what is working in our lives or not. Let's take advantage of that, from half-started projects to future goals. Virgo will find many of us on Wednesday and Thursday inspired to find systems that will make our plans work. So this Virgo moon in the waning phase can get you started on deciding what to release. Use these couple of days to contemplate on the what ifs, and then pull yourself back in through the details and set a realistic plan so that you can get on with your goals. Let's move on through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday, the moon is transiting through Libra, still as a waning moon. And then on Saturday and Sunday, still in Libra, it shifts into the last quarter moon. So what does that mean when we talk about last quarter moons? It means that it is becoming darker. So it's important to realize that some things may not be so clear just on how the appearance of the moon is. It's not a full moon with all the bright stuff that you can see. Now it is with more of its hidden face. So these next couple of days, we all will feel the influence of the transiting Libra moon. When the moon is in the accommodating sign of Libra, you might feel a little bit more focused on creating tranquility, bringing balance, and attracted or drawn to beauty. Beauty for yourself in the manner of self-care, or in the greater picture of beauty of life, nature, music, and the arts, as well as drawing in harmony for yourself. So that might be where you might be thinking of activities for the weekend. Maybe pampering, maybe self-care, maybe going out to a museum, to a musical, to a theater. Things that involve you with art and recreation. Libra also seeks out imbalance and fixes it. So don't think it's all butterflies and roses. If you are experiencing a rift in the force, it is this Libra giving you an opportunity to make things right. Don't be surprised if you find yourself wanting to play peacemaker during this transit. You might find that maybe somewhere along the line, there are some people that have fallen into a miscommunication and you might be in the middle. Make sure that if you're going to be the peacemaker, that you don't take sides. Libra, belonging to the cardinal modality, now brings something else into the play this weekend. The cardinal energy is a call to action. And with the cardinal moon phase, it signals time to sort something out. So we might see what was happening with that Virgo energy now pushing still through into this weekend as we begin to look at our personal and public life. See, Libra gives us that voice and that tact. And Libra as the deliberator, and we mean that in the sense that it likes to bring that balance, and it actually brings that energy to think with care, as it is an air sign, and as that air sign, it also brings communication. And so with it, it's asking us to think things in advance, premeditate our actions, and to set forth with intention. So this weekend, we might find this Libra energy guiding us through our interpersonal trials, through our tribulations, and also looking how we can balance things out. So before weighing in, Libra helps us gather information. This information will now help us make those better decisions before we take action. So this Libra energy is perfect for those other of the zodiac that don't think as much as our air signs, especially the Libra. So use this Libra energy to think things through before you take any action. So to wrap up the weekend, this Libra energy is encouraging us to take care of ourselves, to cultivate the arts, and to acknowledge and be aware of our communication, bringing peace and harmony and balance, and also to focus on what we really need to make decisions on. So as I conclude this section of the reading and think about as we move through the week, I pray that you feel your heart beating loudly to the music in your soul, and may this beat be attuned to your divine purpose. And should you come upon someone with the same beat or someone who lacks a tune entirely, may you inspire the notes that it takes to dance onward and upward. So now let's move on now to the next section of this week's message. All right, in this section, we will do a 7-day forecast where I will interpret one card for each day of the week from January 9th, which is Monday, through Sunday, January 15th. So let's give it a little whirl here and let's see what the cards will reveal. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. All right. So let's see what we have for Monday. Starting with the number 9, we can talk about the vibration of the energy of number 9, all about universal love. And as we're working with this Leo moon, it's not only about this enjoyment of the beauty and things around us, but now it's also on a bigger picture. So stepping into some of the symbols that we see here, we see Monday, a month full of opportunities, and literally kind of really taking advantage of things that are showing up in your life on Monday to move forward with things. Whether if it's in love, it's about you setting standards about what you really want in life, you setting standards of, the level of how you want to receive love, but also give love, and create that balance for yourself. Another thing that we look at as we move on to the 3 areas, I always like to talk about love, career, and money. So when we look at the area of career, and this could be your business, could be self-employed, could be your academic pursuits now at a higher level. So this could be that you're achieving something that you really want in your field or in your business. And it's because you've put the hard work that now you're like getting the return on your investment, which is the hard work and time and education and the resources that you've been able to put together and put to work because of that, so you can enjoy more. So Monday is going to be a day of positive rewards for you in business or at work. When it comes to money, a flow of money, a flow of abundance, a flow of your investments. If you're trading stock, this is a great day to take in some of your earnings and your winnings. And so be open to prosperity. Or the number 9 could also refer, when it comes to money, it could be also expanding. Maybe you're thinking of buying a home, or some type of real estate transaction is on the way or in the works. So be open to receiving some good information as you go through your day, and take advantage of the moon in Leo to go ahead and enjoy the good things in life as you get through your first day of this week. Moving on to Tuesday, we still have that Leo energy. But look, the Empress has shown up upside down. What big lesson do we need to learn on Tuesday? All right, so here we have the Empress. Let me put her right side up so we could look at the imagery. 3 of Empress, the higher arcana, one of the major arcanas. Here we see this female energy sitting very comfortable on a powerful throne that she is comfortable with. At the same time, we see that she can handle and she can command with grace and bring forth into manifestation anything she wants. We see this gold wheat, we see the flow of water, we see the trees, we see the roses, beauty and love, and the wisdom of the stars. But remember, it is upside down. In numerology, the vibration and energy of number 3 is about manifesting. It's about communication and growth. So something's happened when we come to this on Tuesday, that there could be a lack of flow in communication. Could also be someone has entered your circle that is a little bit needy, a little bit clingy, kind of depending on you too much. And if you remember on the lunar reading that I had earlier in the video here, right around that 3 o'clock, there will be a shift of the moon going from Leo and into Virgo. So there is a sense that while things were riding high and everything was really good because of that Leo energy, now we're being summoned to a little bit back to earth, which you could have a sense when you see this Empress that she is all about this earth, that Mother Nature. So something is off in this area. And when we keep adding and looking into in career, in your business, whether you're self-employed, possibly something has happened where a program or a plan, something is off, and it's just not progressing forward. And could be a sense of some miscommunication at work or in your job, or maybe something with your customers, or your boss, something in relationship to work is going to kind of come to a screech because of a communication, or a product or plan is not going as it would have been planned to go, but it's not. So 3 o'clock is going to be a crucial time when you see a shift of this energy. Let's address the money situation on Tuesday, and something could present itself, possibly because of this person. Something happened with a certain someone that now has caused a kind of a domino effect with the finances. So it could be a decision or a situation happen where now money needs to be allotted because someone in the family or an immediate circle needs some help, and this could be that issue when it comes to the money. So kind of feeling a little bit insecure that you're going to have to make some decisions that you weren't counting on towards the future. But let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the rest of the week. Wednesday. Oh, more money issues. Funny that we start this theme with Pentacles and kind of feeling good, and then come, especially in the afternoon, the situation here with the Empress, with the major arcana, and now we have a court card, which is the Queen of Pentacles, showing up upside down. Let's put this card right side up to take a look at it for a minute. Now let's keep in mind, as we look at the lunar influences that we're having, come Wednesday, the moon is in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign, and Pentacles are the houses of the earth signs. So with this upside down, let's see this. You see, we have here, when we look at it the right way, the flowers, the bounty and the beauty that we saw here on the nines. And we also see roses here on the garment of the Empress. And we see that this female energy here is donning a red outfit, very powerful, and then this green cloak that kind of shows her compassion and her mastery of her heart and love into things as well. And she does have this beautiful crown that kind of has been guiding her with wisdom, and she holds this heavy gold coin, bullion of gold, very comfortably in her hand, as she knows what she's going to do with that. We see here some earth symbols represented here by the ram. We see the Taurus here, so we see earth symbols as well, and we see fruits. So there's a lot of symbols here that show this abundance flow. But now we have this card on Wednesday showing up upside down. All this is flowing out of our hands. Our wisdom, we're not thinking straight. We don't have a grasp of our finances or this plan or project that we want to get a hold of. We have lost some power and some control. That we started quite strong, but we quite didn't have the juice come Wednesday to, move forward with this project. Even though Virgo is kind of saying, hey, you need to make some choices here. You need to make some serious choices about a couple things that you've got to do. So it could be that she's showing up to tell us about maybe bringing back our priorities. Maybe we've lost some scope of what we want to do. And it could be that something that we're involved in right now might be compromising our future. So we have allowed ourselves to be distracted. And what we need to do is get back our focus so that we can work on the long-term goals. Whether it's a relationship, maybe this person that has been in our lives or has entered is here for the wrong reasons, and now we get to see a little bit more because we've spent a little bit more time with this person, and we get to see that this person might be too clingy, too demanding, too selfish, and at this time it's like distracting the bigger picture. And when we look at the area of career, what could this be? Maybe if it's not an issue with a relationship, maybe it's a matter of business partner. Maybe you've gone into business with someone that has been a bad partner, a bad investor, somebody that's unreliable, and it's creating conflict, financial conflict, future goal conflict. And so that could be that, bad business partners don't make for a real good future. So it's important to kind of take a look at some of the partnerships that you have. As Wednesday, hump day, is asking you to take a really close look at what do you want to do as you move forward into the year. And for a collective, this could be a real money issue, and it's understandable. When we come out of the holidays, there's a whole mess of a lot of things that we have been involved because we've gone kind of a little bit crazy with the holidays. But this could be about money management. Not so much the loss of money, but actually being able to manage the money that you have. And in other cases, it could be that the reason that you can't move forward is because you're holding on to things, and money likes to flow. So looking at how to bring that flow back into your life, and not so much about the saving and hoarding, but how do you move it so that it can circulate in your life, like good blood circulation, right? Okay, let's move on to Thursday. Let's turn this right side up. So we could first look at the symbols here. We have the number 4. We have this lone tree, person sitting there, hands crossed, legs crossed. 3 cups here. Are they empty? Are they full? We don't know, but we see a cup being offered. So if we just look at that, we sit here and wondering, what is he thinking? Or what is she thinking? Why is this person not opening up to things? It looks like somebody's trying to give him some consolation, something to work with, some emotional support. But why are we looking at these here? Are these empty? Have these 3 vessels, just used you and left you dry, where now you're a little bit distrusting? And that's just the symbols. The number 4 resonates with the vibrations and energy of organization. So when we look at cups is in the area of emotions. Could there be that because it's upside down, have we lost trust in something or someone? Could it be back going to this person here on Tuesday? Something happened where, things came up and we saw the miscommunication, something got revealed about the money, and now we've got some serious trust issues. Maybe also we're also not trusting ourselves, because this trust also involves our own intuition, our own inner wisdom. Where are we going to go with this? Has this caused us to lose some of our momentum, some of our drive, and our encouragement to go forward? Having this card upside down could be that you are ready for a new start. You are ready to let go of all of this. You're ready to start anew. It could be that as you've looked at the things that have happened recently, you're like, you know what? Life is too beautiful. Life is too short. Life is too precious. And maybe you weren't seeing things properly because you were more focused on the material, but now you get to go a little bit deeper, go into your own feelings, and you get to see things from a new place, people from a new point of view. And now you might be open up to take those adventures, to go and explore different relationships, different business, different opportunities. Based on what? Because now you are seeing things out in the open. So when it comes to the relationship, this is probably about new understandings of the relationship, or new understanding about love, a new layer of love for you. And when we look at the area of career, business, your higher academics, this could be that you have a new inspiration, a new sense of creativity is dawning upon you, and you're ready to make the changes and adjustments that are necessary to take you where you want to go. You want to focus on what makes you happy. Okay, here we have the Devil card. You see this card. For some of you, you might be like, oh my God. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is not one of those creepy cards. This is actually an emancipation card. It's a card that kind of lets you understand that you are in control of yourself. How do I say that? You have this creepy figure here, yet the creepy figure is not holding anybody down. This is almost like the thoughts that bind us, our fear thoughts, our sad thoughts, our jealousy thoughts, our anger thoughts. Yet at the same time, they don't bind us, because these two people are only binded by that which can leave at any moment, yet also these figures can remove these chains away from them, being free. So what is it that you might be, let's call it, your vices, your addictions, your silent pleasures? And it could be that there are things that you might feel powerless to, or kind of being trapped in a situation, trapped in a relationship, trapped in making a decision. And you feel like possibly you're not able to control this impulse to either move away from it because you are so involved in it, or trapped by it, or mesmerized by it. In a relationship that you might feel that has been needy, or this person drawing you just continuously and making you feel, this carnal desire and this obsession. Or it could be that this person is just drawing you in, and we haven't really focused on the deeper feeling of the relationship. We might be waking up to it. We might be here kind of understanding, am I here for the quick pleasure, or am I here for the long haul? Or am I being trapped into it, into the being in this relationship? Am I obsessed with this person? So these are questions when it comes to that. Now, in the area of career, this is for the collective that are drawn into this situation by this vice, by this energy. Could be that you're feeling trapped in your job and you can't move forward. You'd rather blame others because it's safer than own up to your part of why, you just are not making that step. What is it? What are your fears that are holding you back? And if it has nothing to do with love and career, and you're in that collective group that's dealing with some money problems, well, it could be that you are finding yourself dealing with some extra bills, some debt collectors coming at your door, or some other situation that is kind of coming up to the surface to remind you about your money habits, about your spending habits, about, how you manage your dollars and how aware of it you are with your investments and preparing for the future. So this is an opportunity for you to look at, where are you putting your money into pleasures? And then when you try and go pay your bills, you don't have enough money, but you're still blaming that you're not making enough money. But the truth is that you are putting your vices first. That's for something for you to uncover. So January is really showing up pretty interesting. Consider, let's go back to what's happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, the moon has shifted from Virgo into Libra. And when you see here, I said that because I saw these two figures here, and it's about that balance. It's about balancing pleasures and temptations. Let's look at Saturday. The sun shines again. So we do have, so far, 3 major arcanas showing up on that second week of January. And here it's, let the sun shine, let the sun shine. Okay, sun, let it shine, let it shine. What do we have as Saturday? As we've had some very interesting week here, dealing with people, dealing with the heart, dealing with money. So when we look at this, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into that number 19. We have the energies here of the blend of number 1 and the number 9. So these are 2 vibrations. The number 1, as I mentioned before, it's about independence. It's about uniqueness. It's about those new beginnings. The number 9, it's about what? Universal love. And also universal spiritual laws. It's about awakening. It's about karma. It's about light work, divine life purpose. So we have these 2 beautiful things. Are we ready to start something new, as we saw show up on Thursday? Are we ready for this awakening? Are we there yet? Are we there? So the number 19 resonating, asking us about achieving our goals, and also that the door may be closing in one place, but guess what? It's opening up somewhere else. And that this is now opening you to new transitions, to look forward to these wonderful new beginnings. It is about that you also can step into your own self-help, your own self-development is the best course of action right now. You taking ownership of your life, you taking ownership of your happiness, you taking ownership of your health. I can't do the things that you need to get yourself more mobile, more agile, breathing better. You need to take time to do that for yourself. And as you embrace this attitude that's coming through the resonating energy of 19, you will be able to turn anew and start a whole new chapter. And why not? Just because the first week is over and a few things have revealed themselves, it's about moving forward. And the symbols here, the vibrant energy of the sun, the new baby with the sunflowers, the white horse, and the red banner. This is about success. It is about abundance. It is about glowing and shining bright and knowing that that strength is shining within you, and that whatever conflicts and whatever situations you had, these are the lessons that are the footsteps to your happiness if you choose to pursue it. You know, you deserve loving and wholesome relationships. You deserve to stand in that, and you yourself own it. You will attract that to you in your work, in your career, in your hobbies. If you're already past and retired, well, guess what? It is about being enthusiastic about life, picking up something that brings you happiness and joy. Who cares what other people think? This is about you being happy. And in that happiness, that is where you will breed success. And this is such a beautiful sign for those that are dealing with the foundations of money, about finances. You're going to be stepping into some great opportunity that is going to provide financial success for you. So welcome any opportunity, no matter how it wants to disguise itself, because it will take you to those very abundant doors. Okay, let's look at Sunday and we close out the week. Whoa, we are going for a 4-4-4. What do they call a 4? But we've got the major arcana with the Empress. We've got the Devil, and then we've got the Sun. And what's interesting is the Devil, when you take 1 and 4, the 14, it's the number 5. And it looks like we have learned a lesson, or we are on our way to learning a lesson, because the Hierophant is the number 5. Is that a coincidence? No. And then we go back to that theme of Libra, because the moon is in Libra. We see the columns here. We see 2 people. We see that balance. So, wow, this is beautiful. The number 5 resonates with the influence and attributes of freedom, personal freedom, being free from the fears, being free from needy relationships and clingy relationships or bad business partners, being free from our own entrapments, and being able to learn life lessons so we can move on and progress forward. So definitely I see this energy here, and I see it being revealed not only through the reading of the moon and using the moon to help us know how we're going to deal with these energies, but also I see it being confirmed here in these cards as I'm interpreting them. So a lot of really interesting things, not only here for the month of January, but here as we close out the week. And with the Hierophant showing up, this is really one that's kind of letting us know that it is important to have structure in our life. If we don't set up structures for ourselves, we need to then get a life coach, be involved in some type of organization that is going to allow us to be organized, whether it's getting a financial advisor if we're dealing with something with our finances. It doesn't matter if you have little money or a lot of money. If you haven't gotten any structure, it is time that you set up yourself with some type of financial advisor. If you're in business and you're working for a company, you might want to pick up some extra hours and learn some new skills for yourself. There is no money ill spent when it is spent on you developing yourselves, whether it's to learn how to communicate better, whether it's administrative wise, whatever course you need that will help you gain more information and become sharper and better. This would be something great. And if you are self-employed, you might want to get yourself a coach if you feel like you need someone to keep you on track and help you assess your progress. And when it comes to relationship, you might feel safer being in a relationship that holds to your traditional values and has a spiritual base similar to yours. All right, so we can see that we have really progressed as we've addressed some serious topics this week. Let's move on now to angels and demons. Yes, what will be our pleasures and our temptations? Will we move with the pleasures that is guiding us true, or will we go with temptations that's letting us focus on the flesh? What will that be? Okay. Angels. Shuffle one more card and lay them out. This one will be demons. Many of us fight our demons, our temptations. All right, let's see what is revealed with angels. The Eight of Swords. Interesting. I'm going to pull it up the right way here. Interference. Eight of Swords. Okay. Okay, so we do see that we have the air sign here, and then we have this person here, and it's like a puppet with these swords on the ground. And the swords represent what? The mind, our thoughts, communication. And, you know, when we see this one, what is going on here? So it did come up upside down. The number 8 itself resonates with the influence and the vibration of authority and personal power. So are we giving away our personal power? So when we look at this, it is because it's in the reverse, it's telling us, hey, we need to stay in control. We need to take back our power. We need to find our inner strength. As also the number 8 resonates with manifesting abundance, riches. So what kind of thoughts are being influenced that's making us fear lack and poverty, and that there's not enough, or our success? What is going on here? So as we break these strings and realize that the pleasure is in staying strong, the pleasure is in seeing abundance, the pleasure is in the gratitude of being able to know that the ability and the resources, and we have the faith that all of this will be there at our fingertips if we stay in tune with the positive thoughts and focus on what is good, what is working, and what is right in our life. And by doing that, we trigger the law of attraction in its positive nature. So this upside down is, do not allow your negative thoughts to interfere in the way of your future, in the way of your goals, in the way of your dreams. And what about demons? What do we have here? Look at that. 13, death. And in this particular deck, it says death and rebirth. And we see here a sphinx carrying this energy forward and upward as it's transforming into something, the phoenix rising. So the number 13 consists of two numbers, the number 1 and 3. And the 1 is about those vibrations of new beginnings, motivations, independence, and uniqueness, while the number 3 is about communication, enthusiasm, optimism, expansion, and growth. So we see this desire to grow and to move on from some things. But to do that, we need to let go and really relieve ourselves of what? That's the question. The full number, when you take 1 and 3 and bring it to its base number, which is 4, the number 4 resonates with organization, service, patience, inner wisdom, honesty. So what are you willing to do? Are you willing to let go of your ego? Are you willing to let go of the neediness, dishonesty? Are you willing to let go of your vices so that you can be reborn to something new? You will need to have some type of organization. You will need to revisit your values, your morals, and your integrity so that you can open up to this rebirth. So are you willing to let go of the demons that keep you trapped in so that you can be open to the rebirth that is there for you if you are willing to let go and work on those higher values? Interesting indeed. So keep in mind that the death card itself ushers in transformation and change. letting go of the old version of you. But to do that, you're going to need to allow the new you to be created. It's a lot of work. Which one are we going to choose with? Letting go of those demons, or changing your thinking and eliminating the negative thoughts and cutting right through the things that stop you, which is really your thoughts. Either way, it's going to be some work to move forward. All right, let's move on now to the next section, which are the elements. All right, let's take a look at the elements and see what's in store for our, this is a big deck. I think I'm just going to have to shuffle like this. What's in store for our fire signs, our water signs, our earth signs, and our air signs. So let's give this a whirl, and we will start with our fire signs. It's going to be fire, water, earth, and air. Okay, our fire signs are the Sagittarian, the Leo, and our Aries. And we have the two major arcana, Empress. It's interesting because I'm already getting a vibe that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are going to be the most heavy days for our fire signs, because Libra is the influence as the moon is transiting through Libra on those days. With the High Priestess showing up here, we see this very mysterious female energy, and she has the crescent moon at her feet, two crescent moons at her head, a full moon in the middle. She has this cross on her chest, the Torah of wisdom in her hand, and she holds a lot of knowledge and wisdom. We see the pomegranates behind her and the columns of Boaz and Jabez, both opposite, light and dark, behind her. She represents intuition. She represents beginning to open up to her or his spirituality, more intuition, more meditation, more awareness, and a lot of spiritual work. When we see the end of the week here with the three major arcanas, and especially we see this on Sunday, we see this column also at the Hierophant, and here now we have for our fire signs, we're blowing through the week with things that are asking for this attitude of balance, of service. So a very heavy read when it comes to this partnership, whether it's on the personal level or on the business side. This is a very big influence for you. And this is ushering, how do you deal with this? Well, the High Priestess is giving you that hint. She says, I'm working with you. You need to work with this partnership or this relationship with diplomacy and consideration, and having some sense of open love about this situation, not only for yourself, but also for the other person or persons involved. So with the number 2, as you're dealing with this situation, my fire signs, my Sagittarian, my Leo, and my Aries, this is important that you have courage to move through, to understand that this is part of the formula that is involved in the plan that is taking you onward and upward as you continue to work, as you continue to open up and trust in the universal energy that the answers are coming to you, for you, and through you. But even though you may not see them, this is just possibly a test of your patience, but know for sure that everything that you have been asking for, so make sure that you are very keen and clear on what it is that you're asking for, because sometimes we don't realize we do get what we ask for, all in divine time. Okay, let's move on now to our water signs. Our water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Ouch, look at this. Whew. Got the number 16, and we've got the Tower right side up. So before we look at the symbols here, which I could already see that sense of balance and duality, again, a sense that for our water signs, the weekend is going to be the more tense for you than it is the beginning part. Either way, let's take a look at the interpretation of just the number. So with the number 1 and 6, we have something that we're dealing with. And I could see now that first part of the week for you, because we're talking about beginnings. With the number 6 joining into the team here, it's about family. It could be about romance. It could be about service to others. Could be relationship, because it is about unconditional love. And could be a conflict within the family, a conflict in the relationship. Could be that this person here is just demanding too much, very selfish, very needy, and it's causing some type of conflict, and it's here. But also could also be that partnership thing that we saw also showing up on Wednesday. So it could be here, any one of these things. And so I will throw it out there. If you are interested in a personal reading, people out there that will resonate with this, but then there are going to be other factors that through a personal reading, through the Q&A that happens in that relationship at the session, we can uncover other things that might help you get through what you're going through right now. So this is my website, my personal website. You can order a personal reading through my website, www.fortuneforecast.com. Very simple. You place the order, I will respond to you, and we set the times. And I am the only reader, so it is a personal reading from me for you. Okay, so you could do that. Let's go back to this situation here, because it does not look very people friendly here. And one of the things that we see here is that when we take this number 16, which here the number 16 is a reminder that your thoughts create your reality. This is about understanding that only you can expect the best or the worst out of your life. So it's important that you trust that all your needs will be met, because if you are sitting there worried about the relationship, worried about your career, worried about your education, worried about the finances, you will be living and swimming in that pool of worry. And if that's something that you want to work on, which we see here with the devil, then it's going to be a choice that you're going to need to make if you want rebirth, or you want to work with the angels and remove the negative thinking so that you can have and be free of any interference as you move forward and create balance and structure for yourself. So right now we could see that that structure is falling apart. Before I finish this, I want to close out with the base vibration of that number 16 comes to the number 7, which is about collective consciousness, faith, and spirituality. And we see that back over here. And if it has to do with a relationship, maybe this person does not align with your highest values. Maybe this was a physical relationship, a thing of a physical attraction. But now that you've spent a little time, you realize that there's no real essence and that you want more foundations, and maybe somebody with not only your values, but your spiritual values as well. The number 7 is also about manifesting and your intentions, and also in a weird way, a sense of independence, but a way that can bring peace and love and harmony through your higher and best thinking. Am I glad I'm not a water sign? Woo! Okay, let's go to our earth signs. Our earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns. And I could tell you, we've got another major arcana, like, wow. So on the days of the week, we have 4, and so far, and when you look at the Emperor, you can't help but feel that this is an earth sign, especially when you see the Capricorn heads here and you see all this earth around him in this kind of very gray sense, earthy colors. So definitely vibing here for my earth signs. So what do we have here? And as he's sitting here, so far it feels really good as he is sitting in this space with comfort and mastery of some sense of his environment, and he's comfortable and he's got his gold crown prepared. He's prepared a little bit, as you can see. He does have his iron suit out under all that garment, so he is ready for anything that may show up. So whatever is going on, whether it's in love, in money, or in self-development. There isn't a challenge this week that you are not going to be able to handle, because whether you're a man or a woman by your body part, guess what? This is all about this masculine energy coming through, this sense of structure, this sense of control, this sense of systems, and somehow the sense of knowledge and wisdom. So we see this person here ready to grow. In terms of what? In terms of goals that have been set or desires that you want to set for yourself in the coming weeks. We're not going so far into the year. Yes, you can fall on and set yourself a long-term goal, but right now it's about really those achievable goals, because you see our earth signs, they are the ones that really are the cogs in those wheels, moving and making things happen. So when we see this emperor, he is here to show us that you are ready to take charge about something important, whether it's in love, whether it's in your business or in this career or in this charity organization or with some money issues and business that's showing up. You have a clear mind and you're very decisive on what needs to take place. What's the next thing that needs to take place? And to keep it moving, to keep it going. So you may be called to do something really important. You may be given a raise. You may be brought in for a meeting for special advice, or in your family, you might be sought after to help resolve some very important family issue. And this thing here with this relationship, you see it as, hey, it's just another day. There are things that happen. And you know what? Not every day is a perfect day. You have the wisdom to understand what are the intricacies of that relationship and are okay with those ups and downs that are coming through. On the other hand, there is a group of you that are more like, you know what, I'm going to stay neutral about what's going on. In your business, your career, or your higher academic pursuits, you're dealing with what's called the routine. And sometimes, if there's any other sign that can handle routine, it's you. You're okay with processes. You're actually okay because you're good at creating systems that can help others continue doing the job. So be prepared for, like I said, if you're in business, for some type of movement in there, whether it's a promotion or whether it's a new task or job that is going to be required for you to, start a big project for your company or for your organization. You're ready to take that on. And if you're self-employed, you are ready to work and network with your team to create systems that are going to help others also, be successful in the organization. And when it comes to money, for those that are now dealing with the financial side of situation, this is really about getting in the groove with your money and really understanding that flow and making that money work for you. That discipline of knowing exactly where to invest, when to invest, and what to invest in. Going back a little bit to the number 4, as we see the structure here, number 4 is about organization. It is about structure, but more, you can feel it here, this sense of dignity and trust, this sense of loyalty and mastery and foundation. So those are the vibrations and energies of the number 4 that is coming through here with the Emperor for our earth signs. Like I said, our Capricorns, our Virgos, and our Taurus. So be ready as you take on your week that not only will you be providing support, but you will be receiving support and encouragement. Stay the course, and you will be able to achieve your goals. Let's move on now to our air signs. Okay, our air signs being represented here by the 2 of Cups, and it is reversed. The first card here for the elements that is in the minor arcana. Let's turn this right side up, and we see here a lion with wings, the caduceus symbol. We see male and female energies, both are holding cups and sharing, but that's not the case when we see this in the reverse, is it? Right? The number 2 resonates with the vibration of duty and balance, diplomacy. We saw this theme of balance coming around the weekend, where we see the Libra here when the moon was traveling or will be traveling in Libra on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So we see that theme being played out. We see an issue with the cups upside down come Thursday. So let's take a look at the Two of Cups in reverse. It goes without saying that now this balance is no longer there. So the balance in this relationship, in this partnership, something happened. And we talked about something happening as the moon was moving out of Leo and into Virgo. So we went from this fiery element to this down to earth. And now it's like, the rose-colored glasses came off. And now where this is a whole year, what are we going to do? Are we going to be stuck doing the same old thing that we did in the past? So this is where our air signs are dealing with. Our air signs being Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And this balance that was going on was really the glue that was keeping things together. But because of this miscommunication, because of something that has come up, something has been revealed, something has come down to earth to wake up and bring light to the situation and is now bringing some discord. So this negative energy of these two forces now, instead of coming together, it's repelling. And so that is something that you may find yourself dealing with, again, more towards the weekend, as these things and these problems were not there before, but they're now coming into play, kind of showing that perhaps one of the parties here might be feeling resentment. Maybe that, one is carrying too much of the load. One is taking too much responsibility. One is too much emotionally invested than the other. And so this line of communication has not allowed for things to be openly discussed. And so when things are shut off, guess what? You don't know what the other person is feeling, thinking, ready to do. And so it makes this for a bad relationship, a bad situation, and it creates an imbalance, because part of that balance is when you're in a relationship, it's a dynamic situation, the sharing and the bonding equally of the pains and the joys and the worries without being critical of the other, just being accepting that, hey, we are going to come together. We're going to make something wonderful happen out of this, whether it's a business partnership, whether it's a relationship, whether it's just a one-time, one-off project that you want to do. But the thing is, you've got to bring it on. The honesty, the intelligence, it's what's going to create the balance, that compassion for the other and that person's need. So if you're aware of this, you need to be the first to open up. And you might find that, it wasn't as bad, because you had, like I will say in Spanish, los cojones to bring it up. And because now that it's in the open and you can talk about it without attacking the other, well, guess what? You can begin the process of repairing it. So it may not be so bad, this situation that we see, but someone's got to take that first step. So again, if this is a matter for the collective air signs, again, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, and you're dealing in a love situation and you're feeling that the relationship is off, is it because one has more power over the other? Could be that one is more dependent on the other one emotionally, financially, spiritually, maybe even physically. In the area of career or business or your higher academics, if you're a young adult and you're still, pursuing your higher education, are you involved in a project, a business, or an endeavor that is now bringing to light that the partner that you have or the team that you have is not with you, and that these tensions are making things worse because there is a loss or a breakdown in the communication? And probably the first thing that needs to get done is to set some boundaries on how that process will look like as you move forward. And then in the area of money, what does that mean for those collective air signs that are dealing with a money issue? Could it be that because of the holidays, you've overspent more than you were earning, and now you've gone over budget? Maybe your credit cards are tapped, maxed out, and you're trying to find a way out. Well, again, you may want to get a financial advisor, and maybe you may want to contact your creditors and see if they can extend the limits or they can lower your rates. It's all possible, but you've got to talk. Communication. All right. I almost want to say I don't want to be ya. Let me see ya. Okay. So there you have it for our elements. Some are in for some major life lessons. Some are dealing with manageable crises. I think that if I was going to be anyone here, I would say, hey, earth signs are going to be on top of their game this week. All right. Let's move on now to our numerology. All right, let's see what we're going to draw. Ooh, 6 and 6 is 12. Here we go. All right. So here we go. What had been, what will be. And we have this again, the number 6. And it's about balance. Remember, we talked about the balance that we saw. We saw the balance here. The 2. We see the balance here. And when you look at, remember here on Friday, we had the 15, came back to that number 6. So it's very interesting as we look at this number and we come back to where might be the critical day during the week. And it might be that Friday as this number is resonating in here. It's pulling through some of this energy here as well. And also I could see the base number 3 showing up over here Tuesday. And guess what? On Wednesday also, we have the number 12 with the Queen of Pentacles. So we have 2 major arcana at play here, reflecting this number 12 that we just drew. So here we have, let's roll with this real quick, with the number 6. The number 6, when we look at our past and we look towards our future into this new year that we have here in 2023, the number 6 resonates with the vibration of unconditional love, of balance, of harmony, of home and family. It also service to others. There is so much that resonates with this number 6. It also brings in the energy of peace and reliability and kind of keeping things simple. So when we see this number 6 coming through, it is a reminder to keep our balance in our finances, our balance with our relationship, our spirituality, our physical time that we spend for ourselves and our bodies and how we take care of ourselves, our inner goals. There's a lot of things that we need to focus on when we think about balance, and possibly also about respecting yourself. When we look at these relationships of the past and as we move forward towards the future, what is it that we want to bring? We bring this gratitude and we embrace this with respect, with love, and we begin to own our life as we move forward. So it is creating the balance as we move forward. Now let's look at the whole number. But before we look at the whole number 12, we understand that the number 12 carries the vibration of the number 1 and the number 2. So we're blending those new beginnings as we hear, progressing forward, wanting to move on, and also wanting to have some self-reliance in the things that we have learned so we can use that as a good base to move forward. And then we have the number 2, which carries the vibration of balance, duality, partnerships, relationships, sensitivity. And also in that is that trust that our divine life and our soul mission are moving in that right direction. So the number 12 is a representative of cycles of experience and that regeneration that we see when we grow, when we transform. The number 12 also resonates with knowledge, higher wisdom, education. And as we interpreted the cards, we kind of get a sense here of that spirituality and that greater wisdom. So the number 12 in general is a message for you to not be hindered by old habits, old ways of thinking. It tells you to look towards new experiences and be optimistic about the opportunities that are ahead of you, as this can help you achieve your goals and your aspirations. Number 12 wants you to look at things from a different way so that you can enhance things in your love, in your home, in your business, and your finances. And finally, when we take that number 12 and we go into what I call the subtle part of your soul mission, it comes down to that number 3, that core message that it's like that song that plays in the background when you're watching a movie. This is the song of number 3 for you, ushering you to stay tuned to becoming and improving your communication, to improving how you express yourself, to yourself and to others. It's also urging you to be adventurous, to be enthusiastic for the opportunities that are ahead of you, to be open to growth, to be open to expanding yourself, to be open to what number 3 is known for, abundance and manifestation. And the final message I'd like to share with you is that with this number 3, and if you see 3s around, it is a reminder that within you are the answers. Tap into yourself for that inner wisdom. Open yourself up to intuition. Allow abundance to flow in your life. There you have it. All right, let's move on now to subscriber community question. And I'll take a moment to say, if you would like me to do a mini reading here and answer one of your questions, please do submit your question on this post and I will grab it for the next reading coming up in the next few weeks. All right. So the question that I received for this week's community question is a relationship question. And I was asked, will he come back? And what can I do to make this relationship work? So it's a twofold. So we'll see if it can be answered, how we can answer it here. So let's see. I'm just going to move these players just a little, make them a little more comfortable over here. So let's move on. Let's scoot over here for a little bit. There we go. Okay. So will he come back? And what can we do to make it work? Will he come back? And feeling that that's going to need a little more juice. So let's see. Bam. Okay, got it. Gotcha. Like this. Okay, is he going to come back? Well, guess what? Look at that, the Lover's card. Well, you are in store here. Yes, there looks like there's a lot of things, but if some of this is playing out in here and you're paying attention, then if there's a situation, you can try to improve it. If you're the needy one or the clingy one, or if he's the needy one and the clingy one, and you can get through this little rift that's going to happen on Wednesday and Thursday, then you can get through and begin a break, as far as not the break up, but the break in the lack of communication, so you can come through on the other side and create some organization. So here we do see that it is coming back and it is playing out itself, as this did come up in the positive. So the answer is yes. He will come back. And if you are a he and you want her to come back, she will come back. But now let's take a look at what we have in store here, which is the 6. Again, it's the 6 of Pentacles. We saw the Pentacles played out here before, but we remembered, and we see the theme of balance, which we saw the Libra. So we see a situation here where a lot of these energies of the same message is pulling up in here again. Moon being in Libra on the weekend, and then we also see the situation of the number 6, which resonates with the vibration of unconditional love, of coming together. So we see this also, and it's exemplified here with the 2 people coming together. Again, another matter that we have here. But remember that there has to be some balance. The balance that you have to share in the load, whether it's on the physical plane, the material plane, financially or physically, contributing to what creates that balance on a very tangible scale. And you need to talk that over so that you can both understand each other's needs. The more we talk, it's about bringing a little bit more of us and also reflecting a little bit of our compassion to the other. And so by doing that, you create a balance that is so much needed, because it's interesting that while we see this person here in the 6 of Pentacles holding, we remember seeing this one queen upside down here holding, but here she's upside down. In your reading, guess what? You're regaining that confidence again, but it's because you're bringing balance and working things through. And then What do you need to do to make it work? Well, again, now we see the 4 here, the 4 corners in the 21, which is the world. It is bringing that clarity and that sense of stability. And when there is a sense of stability and balance, well, guess what? It's not teeter-tottered. You know, there is no stress. There is quality and balance in the relationship. And when you do that, guess what? There's happiness. There's things that are clear. And you begin to feel that you can, you know, make things work in this relationship. And you can even begin to possibly think about creating a family in this relationship. And wow, look at that. In the 6 of Cups, again showing up. And what do you see? It's that proposal. And it is confirmed in the 6 of Cups. So here, does it come back and what makes it work? When you're honest, when you're sincere, then you could see that what we saw here in the world, now that world is being created when both of you are on the same page emotionally. And then you can actually take that a next step and make that commitment to create a family. So it's like twice it repeated itself here. I mean, I just happened to have said it, but you know, now you look at the symbols here, you see 6 cups, you see the giving and receiving, you see a couple, and then you see a house. And you could see that the answer here is, as you are honest, as you are equally giving, this unconditional love, family, love, relationship, it begins to open up for what is even greater possibilities and a whole new life together, this sense of wholeness. All right, there you have it. That's the kind of answer I like. I'd like to invite you just to hang out with me for that moment of peace as we have had a very beautiful yet intense reading. Allow yourself 1 minute of silence coming into your space, feeling yourself, observing yourself, noticing things around you. If you close your eyes, it's even better because it amplifies the noises and the smells, and you can even get the little jitteries in your body and you can expel them with your breath. So I invite you for 1 minute of silence. Close your eyes. Feel free. I will ring the bell before we get started, so feel free to close your eyes and focus on your breathing. When the minute is up, you will hear the bell again, and we will come out of our meditation and move on to our affirmation. I'm now going to share the affirmation for this week, and I invite you to write it down, put it in a 3x5 card, put it in your bathroom, put it in your mirror, keep it in your car, text it on your phone, and when you feel that you need a little boost, let it help you be that energy boost that brings you back to this space of peace and focus. All right, I'm going to say it twice. The first time, just to say it, and the second time to invite you to say it out loud with me. All right. The affirmation for this week. The more I let go, the better I feel. I embrace positive thoughts and attract positive people and conditions to my life. The more I let go, the better I feel. I embrace positive thoughts and attract positive people and conditions to my life. All right. Wow, was that packed with goodies or what? I hope that you have enjoyed your time with me. I sure have had a wonderful time putting this together for you. And please do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends. And come back. We'll meet each other on the next video. Be blessed.